From outer space.
Okay, yeah. So you guys are at the prison, just got your repairs done. You still have 2 issued bounties from the prison that you can go after, but as we mentioned, as a result of the entanglements you guys took in the last session, a new mission comes down your pipe, and this is from a neutral party. You guys haven't really heard from them before. You can take it, you don't have to. If you don't, you get a -1 with them immediately. So while you're on your ship, I'm assuming after you're just like trying to repair Echo Victor 297, and Doc's hanging out, and maybe Zodiac's doing some pre-flight checks and stuff like that, you get a communication from the Turner Society. So you don't know very much about the Turner Society. You know, like, that they are based in the Holt system. So you haven't really dealt with them too much. You guys haven't been to the Holt system very much. But the Turner Society reaches out to you. One of their, like, sort of generals, or like second in commands, we'll say his name is Ion Zed, like Z-E-D-D.
Dr. Zed.
Yes, exactly. Has reached out, and
so first off, what is the Turner Society?
So the Turner Syndicate is essentially.
Whoa!
You said Turner Society.
Oh, it's a society. Sorry, it is society.
Okay.
I said syndicate because I wanted them to be more
Spoiler.
badass.
Society. Big
I didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Turner Society, again, like I said, Holt-based system, based society. Essentially, they're like kind of a proper company, like a sort of a shell company that faces a drug company, like a very serious illicit drug company. They make a lot of their, like, designer drugs, designer illegal drugs, by cooking rare Akatai animals. So animals you can find on Akatai, and different Vorzian crystals.
That was the Akatai planet, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they cook these crystals, or they use, like, the remnants of these animals, which, you know, they're not always able to get because they're in the Holt system, and, like, it's not that readily accessible. So they communicate with you guys. This guy, Ion Zed, not giving you too much information. Like, they're not really super comfortable with you. They introduce him, like, he introduces himself, says that he's gotten your name through a few different channels. Like, you guys are well enough known through, like, law enforcement, and they've got their hands, like, paying off law enforcement, so they're trying to find above board channels of moving stuff. And he explains that he knows you guys aren't really in the smuggling business, but they would really like for you to pick up some of these rare animals. We can describe them later. From Akatai, because they know you guys are in the system.
You know we don't have a cargo hold, right?
You guys have a brain. You have a very small cargo hold.
Yeah, that can
You
fit.
do have a very small cargo hold. So they want you guys to go pick up some of these animals that they have sort of set up on Akatai, from a contact on Akatai whose name is Razor. He's a poacher on Akatai. He goes after a lot of these, like, rare and elusive animals. He's good at what he does, and he's a regular source for them. So he wants you guys to go there, pick this stuff up, and take it to the. There's a shipping, like, a vessel that is waiting for you guys. That would be waiting for you guys at the Breck gate, the Breck warp gate, that would take it to the Holt system. The shipping company's name is Drex, so it's one of the Drex ships that would be waiting there. And they would set it up so that it would look all above board. You're just bringing animals to the Drex shipping company, who's then bringing it to a shell company zoo, who is blah 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 blah. It's going to end up being snorted up people's nose. That's the
stuff
mission.
I snort.
I'd say we immediately turn this information over to the police and not do it. First off, it's not our wheelhouse. It's not what we're good at.
No.
We're not really equipped to transport animals of any type.
What are these animals? Are these like animals that throw in a plastic bag, or is this like, yeah, let's get some elephants?
These are like crates of animal, like what would be remains of animals.
Oh, remains.
Probably some live, probably some dead.
Yeah.
Because this guy's a poacher, so this guy Razor, your contact, like the guy who we would be contacting on Akatai, he's a poacher of rare animals, so he would probably have shot and killed some and probably trapped some, because some of them maybe like they produce like a milk that is used, or what have you.
I don't have any idea why they would contact us.
I don't.
I
don't want to be.
Where the people would normally be coming for them. I don't understand.
Well, so like based on the tone of the communication, it's like they're not, again, because this is not like this is supposed to be kind of out of your wheelhouse. This sort of mission is supposed to come at like kind of a cost to you guys. They're like, they say that they've got your number, like your contact information through like through their above board channels that they have sort of bought, which you guys would kind of assume. And
doesn't matter, they're still asking us to break the law.
Exactly, but it's sort of a strong arm request. Like there's implied like consequences if you turn it down, because you guys are like,
they got us from above board, so they have friends in high places.
I don't want to do this because I don't want it to go back to my criminal lifestyle.
I am going to actually just turn off the communication.
just hang up on it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Like nonchalant, just like like after they mention that there's dead animals, and they want us to, I'm just gonna hard press that disconnect button and continue flying to whatever we choose to do now.
No. I say we share that transmission with local law enforcement.
Yes, yeah. Well, I assume we
Fuck
record
those
it.
guys.
I assume that we have like a log, so we could just.
I don't think we have an option. I think it's just because it's transmission, so we just have it. But
Yeah. So we'll definitely
Cool.
send that to the police.
The complete opposite
Okay.
of the mission.
Yes.
Okay, wait. What police do we send it to?
We're
Because
on,
if they have people in high places connected to us,
we would send it to that sector's.
yeah, let's.
the 51st Legion, I think.
Yeah, we're friends with them.
Yeah, well, let's
You
send
guys
it
are
to-
actually friends with them.
Yeah, we'll call up our 51st Legion friends.
Executable.
Calling the army to go kill some poachers.
One of you guys is from the 51st Legion. No, sorry, there was a
Spoiler.
Yazoo. Yazoo's from the 51st
My rival,
Legion.
who's a crooked cop.
It's all coming together.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Oh, God. What have you done? Damn it. I thought we were being real smart at that, but.
Well, the organization, the 51st Legion, still likes us, so
I guess.
there's only so much you can do.
I'm like, wow, this whole plan's coming together.
I'll just make it a point not to call him.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna call the highest up person we can.
So now that
I like
shit's
that
gone.
happened.
This literally fits
All
what I
right,
said about
so
Yazoo.
Let's discuss which of the two remaining escapees we.
Let's go after Billy Zane.
Oh, the problem with Bilzar is we don't have much information on him. Eligalia, we knew she was going to Nightfall.
Yeah,
yeah.
Bill's always just gonna be sin and hide, and he's not gonna do anything bad.
The other guy
Bilzar
is-
has, because he's an
He's a space
exile
marine.
from the Maelstrom. He's an outlaw. He's got no friends on any side.
He's
Yeah.
We were in Nightfall. Friggin', she's got a sister there.
No, we were on.
in Shemaya.
You were on
Oh,
Shemaya.
Shemaya, right.
Let's
It's-
head over to
Go
Nightfall.
to Nightfall.
Yeah, this is annoying me.
I can
We
hit
probably
up,
just talk to
hit
her.
up
It's
Rin
like,
there, get
come
some
on.
info from her.
I was gonna say, who's in Nightfall? Rin's in Nightfall?
Yeah.
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 Alright, so yeah, let's look see if we can find Eligalia's ship on Nightfall.
Okay.
Then
I just
obviously I go
I just love how much that entire
punch it,
everything about
and
Yazoo.
my Urbot gets us going.
He's actually needs several toggles.
Yeah. Well, he's got no arms, so he just kind of makes a snotty remark, and then I punch it.
Fair. I enjoy this. Okay.
Bot.
So the finding the ship, is that you want to do as gathering information, or like?
We could do it as to gather information. We could use our sensors. to
I'll
do
call
that.
up Rin to see if she's seen it.
Or do that. Maybe keep that for engagement roll or something.
Yeah, true.
But we could do a gather info with our ship sensors because
Yep,
we're
yep.
good at that.
There you go. Get it done.
Not very good.
It's a 3. Okay.
This is when they'll fall apart, guys.
We're just always going to start off desperate, and we're
Well-
going to crush it.
This isn't you guys starting off though. This is
Yeah.
this is you trying to find some information. So
We're really gonna start like every like FPS level they crash somewhere and just
let me just see what I got here. Okay.
It's like we're playing Uncharted.
So okay, so you weren't all the way successful in finding Ella's ship.
Saren? Oh,
Well, Saren's
Ella's ship.
sister.
Yeah.
Another.
I figured that's what we were looking for.
So you weren't able to find Ella's ship. More than likely, she was able to either kind of mask the code or do something like you went to scan it and you kind of figure that the ship should be there, like on this planet. But using your scanners, you're not able to find it. But what you are able to do is find the location on her sister.
Okay.
And when you're looking into her sister, I'll say that actually you guys will recognize the name. So, Saren Galia, and especially when you start to dig into her, like some like security blocks come up, and you're not finding as much information on her as like maybe you thought, and then maybe even you, after seeing this, that like sorry, not you, but Outlaw, after noticing that like nothing's coming up, not a whole lot's coming up on Saren. You go and you try and find information on the astronaut computer, and you figure out that she is actually a data broker and a bookie. So she's kind of like not a big name, but like a bigger name on this planet. If you want information on stuff, you see her because she deals in information, especially concerning the Breck system.
Probably not going to sell out her sister though.
Unless we
Probably.
pay her.
We could ask her what her relationship with her sister is, but then again, why would her sister go to?
We have the same mother.
We go in under this guise of
Only
people
one
that
could.
are.
Do they look the same?
okay.
So that's it. That's what
bring
you
her
get.
in.
You find the information on where the sister is.
Can we look up info on the smuggling ring that she was a part of when she was arrested?
Roll. That would be a roll.
On what?
How do you find that information?
Yeah.
Study?
Well,
But like, where'd you go?
I would assume using our system's computer. Well, we might as well use the same thing that he has.
Space Google.
Space
We
Google,
don't
yeah.
have.
Super
We do not have a
encrypted.
Nexus link. We do not have access to Space Google.
Oh, he's got
can get
incognito
that,
super
though.
software.
I'm pretty sure.
Just to the ashes.
Yeah.
There's an upgrade for a ship for it.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can upgrade your ship to have access to that. But
We don't have that.
Could we not just
Fucking roll.
Ask the prison.
into Nightfall and head to like the
Why don't
local
we just ask the
enforcement
prison?
It's just we only have information to what's on Nightfall.
Yeah. Oh, right. What they wouldn't have.
Well, we're asking about
Just a
smuggling
Not that we
rings.
would just have access to. No.
I can ask Rin about smuggling rings.
Sure. But she already called you and told you she was busy.
You're being annoying. I mean, this has probably been a while since I called her last time.
only a couple days.
Yeah, like a couple of days. I'll call her
She'd be
back.
like, I'm busy. Don't stop calling me.
Do you want to use Ren as like a gather
Yeah.
information?
Yeah, I'm gonna use Rin to gather some information about the smuggling ring that what the fuck's her name?
Ella.
Allegalia.
Yep. So that would be a consort.
Yep. Man, I need to level up consort.
Yeah, you're
Kinda.
a scoundrel who's.
All right,
garbage
devil's
and
bargain.
So you get 1 dice
Yeah.
because you're using the devil's bargain on this one.
stuff. I think it's entirely your shit.
So okay. Can I see your pencil real quick?
I feel like this would be me and Rin's relationship. I just call her like 24/7 asking her for stuff.
Devil's bargain on this one is gonna kind of be like a ship thing, but the Echo Wave Riders I'm gonna start a clock. Actually, is what it is. I'm gonna start a clock for the Echo Wave Riders to find your guys' ship. That's the devil's bargain for you to get a dice.
You know what? We have our
It's
super
gonna
terrorist
be
clock,
a
darn it.
decent clock. I'll make it an 8.
I'll take it.
And we can go on races, boys. Super legal races.
You could build a ship around racing, but ours is not. We have one in engines. We can go.
We have photon. We have legal guns.
You have legal weapons.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah. If we wanted to be a racer, we need to put engines up and probably get afterburners.
Or we could just shoot the other contestants.
It's that kind of race. It's that kind of race, I guess.
I mean, ours are legal.
Yeah, but the race isn't legal.
Yeah,
So you got
that
3
doesn't
dice.
mean
The race isn't legal in general.
owning a gun legally doesn't mean you're allowed to shoot anyone you want.
No. I don't know, Doug. Let's go.
I like how you shake his head right in front of the mic.
4.
That's confusing.
Okay.
So
you were able to contact Rin.
it's a success.
Yeah, it's a success. Yeah. You're able to contact Rin, and she vaguely knows the name Ella Galia. Not through too many contacts, like only 1 or 2 she's talked to have dealt with her. She has like really never been involved in anything in the system that Ren knows of, and thinks it's kind of weird that she would be here because she normally operates out of the Holt system, but doesn't know exactly where she would be, but does say that if you were looking for the person to go to, would be your sister. That's the information you get from Rin.
Alright, yo, so
I guess we're
come
going.
up with a plan of how to.
All right,
talk
so back
her.
to figure out the sister.
Yes, we're gonna have to go visit the sister then.
We don't know where she is, right?
You do know where the sister is.
What is
yeah.
our plan?
She's like actually like kind of.
She's not hiding, right? She's just a broker.
She's
She probably has a.
She's an
place of
information
business.
broker, exactly. So like, if you want to find her, it's probably not all above board, but like, if you want to find her, you probably can. Like, she's
Yeah.
not that super secret.
So
Are we just gonna go, hey, they were sisters?
doesn't sound
So
very
we
convincing.
probably deception is what we're
What was your friend that's there?
Rin.
Rin.
What is she?
She's a smuggler.
Tired of
I
your
mean,
shit.
she's gonna know.
Tired
if-
of my shit.
she's gonna know her sister is an escaped prisoner. So it's really hard for us to say we are not bounty hunters looking
Yeah.
for her.
But at the same time, we could use that angle to say that her sister would bring heat on her business.
Like we are.
They could. It's just that's a different type of approach.
Yeah.
I think that is a social plan, even though it's aggressive. But that's the closest.
Well, you're not shooting anybody, and you're not
Yeah.
going in wrecking nothing, so it would be social, I'd say.
We'd probably just try to convince her that, we're here because of her sister.
Yeah.
All right,
We
so-
have no right to go in shooting at her, right? So it would have to be something.
So our approach then, Matthews, is that we're going to try to intimidate Sarah and Gallia to give us information about her sister based off of the heat we bring down on her. Like,
Okay.
obviously we're there, so she's
Yeah.
already got some
Yeah,
heat on her.
Exactly. It's
Uh,
proof.
So
We
yeah.
are the law.
All right, let me get the little matrix then.
Matrix. Oh, right.
The little grid that says like what your engagement roll is.
That is a cool rule book.
That is really cool.
That's the
Yeah.
little place there. We'll look at. It's a little damaged now because it's been used so much, but it's nice.
It's actually like pretty thick for a game that's not so complicated.
Yep. Well, this one's I shouldn't hear. There's a lot of setting stuff too.
Nice.
There's I got the like collector's edition one. It has a second setting for the Blade Center.
Is this a Kickstarter or was this?
It was a Kickstarter.
Okay. Simple enough.
Cool. All right. So start with one for pure luck. Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
No.
Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
Not a ton. Like you're just going to visit this. Yeah.
Does this plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? I could see that one, given that, again, like, we're not lying when we say this is drawing heat on you.
Involving her sister and her business.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
The converse one is the target strongest against this approach? Do they have special defenses or preparations?
No, I would say no, but just because you're going after Saren, and she would just probably not have it completely advertised where she is, but she would, through the right channels, you'd know where to go.
Any friends or contacts providing aid or insight?
Definitely.
I already got that. Any enemies of rival interfering with this operation?
No.
Okay. Are there any other elements to consider? Is this a higher tier target than us? Us being tier 0?
It's not part of any guild or anything like that. No.
Okay. And we're on 3 dice for our engagement roll.
There you go.
Fuck her up.
Still going to be all ones.
Yeah.
5, so risky.
Cool.
What's 6? Just like safe?
6 is controlled.
So you literally walk
Everything
in.
is-
Nothing really bad happens.
Yeah, but you can always, you can trade position for effect. So if you're uncontrolled, you can make it desperate, but,
Yeah.
Okay. So you're able, obviously, you found the information on where to locate the sisters, Sarah and Galio. And you've traveled to Nightfall. So I'll actually just kind of describe Nightfall. I don't know if I did before. Oh, no, I did. Yeah, sorry. So, guys, Shemaya, which is where you were last time.
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick description.
what I
You know what?
Because I think you pretty much used the description for Nightfall.
Yeah.
For
for
Shemaya?
Shemaya.
Yeah, so
We're now on
let's just
Shemaya.
flip it.
we're gonna flip it. So Nightfall is a desert planet, home to many minerals, essential to space travel. Deadly electrical storms ravage the wastes, occasionally clearing colorful sand off mineral deposits or turning it to glass, giving a view of the ruins beneath. Teams race to capitalize on these events and back to hide from the storms. There is a substantial civilian population, including a sector's permanent educational institution, Kalud Academy.
Jesus.
It's Tatooine. We're on Tatooine.
Yes.
It's a cool ass Tatooine.
Kalud Academy, though.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that name come up somewhere. That was who hired the El Corvain.
Oh.
I messed up the description on the planet.
Ba, 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 ba.
But yes.
Or another
so
big red
this is
line.
now Nightfall.
We could just pretend.
Wow,
that
why
that's
is this
where
No,
we're
called
going.
because
Nightfall, guys?
Shemaya had a bunch of really tall buildings that you guys almost was
Yeah,
blown up.
also was repeatedly described at the
Yeah.
night day
The
cycle.
moons and all that kind of stuff. So now Nightfall no longer has a bunch of moons. That is Shemaya.
It's fine.
That's
Fine.
it's a quick fix, guys.
That's no moon.
I'm a DM. I'm gonna do
My
what I
god, this
want.
new Nightfall is apocalyptic. There's like all these moons and the lightning and
But so it is very rich in a lot of the minerals. There's gonna be a lot of mining compounds. There will be like cities, but likely hugely like guarded cities, like walls and stuff like that, to keep electrical storms and like the sandstorms and stuff like that at bay. You will have located Serengalia, the info broker on this desert planet. But it kind of makes sense for her to hide out here. So she will be located in one of like the bigger city compounds, which would be again kind of like a mega city on like a really big scale, but not the same as you're looking at on Shemaya. So they're more like dome cities, and actually I'm gonna say that they can move. Like these dome cities will move because the sandstorms will, like giant sandstorms, giant electrical storms will reveal minerals and stuff like that. So these huge cities rely a lot on mining and like producing resources. So they'll move with the storms to figure out like where the minerals are and stuff like that. So you land on one of these like large moving cities. The city's name, we'll call it Atlas. So you land in Atlas, where you've seen through the channels you guys have kind of gone through. Saren is set up, and you'll go land. It's not the same as Shemaya, so there's not like a bunch of big buildings with a bunch of different landing platforms. They have like a main landing area in this big city, which would be considered something akin to like an airport, but giant and for spacecraft. So you land in the airport, and then you would take some you would take intercity travel to get to sort of the more businessy district, where there's like bars and restaurants and higher class stuff, and in one of the taller like sort of business towers, that's where you know she's located, and you'll end up going through. You'll end up going into like this taller building, into the main floor, and oh crap! Actually, hold on. Loadouts, everybody.
Light.
Yeah.
Because I can change that description bit if you guys want to change that.
I mean, this is just a social.
But it is a social.
So I am going light.
Light. Everyone's
I mean,
going light.
aren't we going to Intimidator though?
True.
I can bust out a flamethrower even with
No.
Maybe
But
you should go
maybe
medium.
we should look
Yeah,
like we're ready to,
so
to
medium
go.
probably.
Let's just go
I,
heavy.
I will still.
We
say
can
light
legally
'cause
carry our weapons. We don't really need to give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
If we're going to intimidate somebody, we should
Yeah.
look
I
like
suppose.
we're ready to rock.
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's all go heavy.
Normal. I don't.
Yeah,
we're going heavy.
Heavy.
Might as well.
Heavy's the one that's where you're obviously.
Ah, damn. I suppose
out
that's
there for
that's
trouble.
the objective, right? So yeah, makes sense.
Man,
Like,
what?
even if we don't use it,
And why did we go light? We're going after a curve.
We thought
We were trying to be stealthy. It turned
oh, yeah.
immediately not
Depends-
stealthy.
yeah.
You can never really figure out what's going to happen, right? So you go heavy if you know you're not going to really care about the social situation,
Or if
you want to use it to leverage your social situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to change the description just a little bit then. Sorry about that, guys. So you do, again, land on this Atlas planet, like the city. You come and you land on the platform. Obviously, you meet a little bit of resistance on the platform when you show up, considering you get off the ship. Like, the ship's armed with weapons. You get off the ship armed with weapons. But you have the proper credentials to be holding these, like, the phase weapons. And reluctantly, like the guards at the space station are, you know, they'll let you in the city, with stipulations, like, you know,
Don't
they
shoot
give you the whole like stink eye, like don't be starting any trouble, don't start none, won't be none kind of situation. A little back. It's a big city, and like it's like there are a lot of like, there's culture here and there's a lot of people here, but I mean it's still considered to be kind of backwater. So they let you through. You guys have a little bit of a hard time procuring public transport, but not really, because it's like you still, people are just, you're going to pay for the transport, so it's fine. People will just pick you up. So you get your public transport. So you get in, we'll say like a kind of a
Take the bus.
like but like there would be just sort of like free public transport. Like there'd just be trains running all the time. So you would have gotten on maybe a tram, like on a smaller car tram. So that way you're not like on a car with a bunch of other people and you're just standing there like.
Disney people mover.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
the
And you're just
Mickey
standing there
Mouse
holding
pose.
on to like the handle up top, and you're just like just talking to each other, getting ready to do this, and there's a bunch of like people and their families and stuff like that looking at you guys going, what the fuck is
Remember when I shot him in
happening?
the leg? That was awesome.
The handles look like Rapunzel hair. No, honestly.
This is now a Disney planet.
This is not Disney Planet. So you go, you get off the tram, and according to your, so you did your research, and you kind of figured out that there was like there's like a back door to this facility that would take you to a service elevator that would be a more direct entrance to the office. I'd say offices, but it's not really offices. Like it's a floor that, according to the building owner, belongs to like this accounting firm or whatever, but it's actually Sarah and Galia. Like she has controlled the information regarding the floor. Nobody even goes there because like the elevator doesn't work to get there. So she has a pretty good cover. But you guys use a service elevator that is actually used for people that would be considered her customers. They would use the backside because obviously they don't really want to be seen. So you're going in, and there's a doorman, but he doesn't really give you too much trouble when you show him your credentials. He asks you to leave your weapons, and I'm assuming you guys just say no, fuck you.
Yeah, no.
So you sort of like make your way past the reluctant security guard, who he's going to let Sarah know that you guys are on your way up. and you guys get in the service elevator, and you're going up to get to the service elevator, like to get to her floor, and real quick, I have a question.
Sure.
So this, because you guys passed it,
That's what
well, it's like, I know that the roll, the initiative roll,
is risky.
yeah, it's risky, and I put you guys in a position where, like, when shit sort of starts to hit the fan, do I introduce you guys to her, or?
Sure, like, because we can still just be talking to her, and it's just like there's, things are on the edge, so that, if we roll badly, something bad will happen.
Okay, so that's what I was kind of thinking. Because it was either that or I was going to stick you
But
guys
like,
in the elevator,
keep in mind that like risky, desperate doesn't necessarily mean that guns are being shot.
No, it doesn't mean like explosions are happening. It's
Right.
just, yeah.
The whole thing could be a conversation and go from risky to desperate and all that. And
Exactly.
no weapons ever get fired. That's entirely
Okay.
possible.
So you make your way up the elevator then. Getting back to it, you make your way up the service elevator. It goes up pretty high. Like, you guys are like, holy shit, she's pretty high up. So you get off the service, like it stops. You hear the ding. The doors, like it's like a guillotine style door, so it like comes up all the way from the bottom, and you guys get off, and you're in what seems kind of like would be like the foyer of an office, but like there's just a lot of technology all over the place. So it was probably at some point an office building or like an office like floor, but you're kind of guided down just one, like you can only go down this hallway that sort of snakes around, and the whole time there's like lights and screens and like there's holograms, and you're seeing like news footages and like just like crazy shit happening on a bunch of different systems and planets. And you come around the corner where you find two guards that are standing like either side of the room, and Sarah and Galia at a desk, which is like just filled with monitors on either side, and then like on your side they just like see-through glass. They'll like see-through glass, and they're not so much floating there, but they're connected through these like light wires. And in the middle is like kind of an empty space, so she can kind of see you guys and talk to you guys. Her end, obviously, she's looking at information and stuff, and she can see stuff. But you guys are looking at like on the opposite side, so you can't see what's happening. So it's all just glass. So you walk in, and she doesn't even let you guys like introduce yourself. She just like kind of spits out, "What do you want?" Because she would have been letting like the guard at the bottom will let her know that you guys are coming. That's it. That's where you guys are.
Who wants to start us off?
So what's the plan here, boys?
Plan is to tell her, to encourage her to give us information on her sister, because it'll bring heat down on her. So I would suggest somebody with command take
Big
the
guy,
first,
Jag.
first go.
Probably shouldn't pull out a gun yet. So yeah, probably should just go. I don't know. I guess I'll just wait past the group, cross my arms, and say, let's see. I'll just say, you know what we want. We're after your sister, and we're not after you. And as you can see, she's already bringing down heat on you and your business, and I'm sure you don't want that.
I'd like to assist Jag.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll try to be very, I guess, aggressive about it. Like,
Deep Russian voice.
yeah,
He doesn't naturally
tell
do
us,
it.
tell us what we want.
Tell us
and
what
leave.
you know. Where is your sister?
I'm going to bring on like the full sort of, imperial military bearing of like, this is the status quo like that has a problem with your sister. Like, we're officials essentially,
Yeah.
right? Like, not a joke.
Yeah. So you guys are pulling the official, like, showing credentials, being like, we're official bounty hunters. Like, she escaped from prison.
Yeah, it's like,
You know this.
Do you want to be an enemy of the hegemony?
Yeah.
Your name has already come up. Like,
We're aware of like what you do.
Yeah.
Isn't a
Yeah.
concern.
So what's my devil's bargain for this one?
but what's the effect first?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's gonna be risky.
Yeah.
No effect. Risky, no effect.
It's okay.
But you
Don't worry about
you
it.
can.
We can trade position for effect, and we can bump it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
it's not impossible, but it's right now you're at no effect. It's intimidating right now.
Okay. And Devil's Bargain.
Devil's Bargain. Devil's Bargain. Well, since she's an information broker, Devil's Bargain. She has some information about you and your time in the 51st Legion.
I'm fine with that. That
Okay.
could lead to interesting places.
Cool. So you can use that to increase the effect. You can
Yeah.
go from risky to desperate to increase the effect. So we'd be at standard effect.
Yeah.
And because I assisted you, you'd be at your command plus 1 dice.
Mhm.
You could also push yourself for another die, but
I already
you're
have
at
3.
3. Yeah, you're probably fine.
Yeah, so I'll just,
We also have 2 gambits.
Hmm.
Thing.
yeah, so I'll just raise the effect.
Double effect.
Will effect going on desperate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it needs to be a desperate roll, right, to get XP?
Yeah. So like usually, like, it's kind of cool. It's good when you get set up with a risky situation because then you can trade down to desperate to get more of a to
Yeah.
get better standing or better effect. And
If
then
you
get the
are
experience.
controlled, a lot of times, because you can never go past great effect. So if you're at controlled with standard effectiveness, you can't go to desperate because you can't like get that low.
You can't trade there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, too, like failing on a controlled
Mhm.
roll, you don't get as severe consequences.
Yeah, there's barely anything else.
Be like, no.
Pretty much.
Alright.
It's just like awkward silence.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
go.
the worst. That's the consequence. Awkward.
It just
The
goes
mo-
quiet
the-
and you're just like,
The most common consequence when you're not on desperate, well, not the most common, but like a common one is
moving to
moving
desperate.
moving down a level from controlled to risky to desperate.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see how.
That is a 6.
beep, beep, beep.
What was the effect?
Standard.
Standard effect. So take your experience for sure because you got your desperate. Keep track of that.
Yeah.
Under command, it's
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the goal was to get her to turn information over on her
Yeah.
sister, right?
Yeah, you can make it a clock.
It's going to be a clock. So you succeeded with standard effects. You're going to get 2 ticks out of an 8-tick clock for getting info on Ella, getting info on the sister. So I'll start the clock.
Alright.
Info on
Who's
Ella.
next? In trying to convince others.
Well, here I'll just kind of give you what happens when you
Oh.
when you talk to her, right? So you guys come in. She's very snarky. Doesn't like the fact that you guys have come in armed to the teeth. Obviously, she can see that, and push past her guards. That doesn't normally happen to her on this planet. Like she kind of has a
Do
reputation.
you know who I am?
Essentially, she has like a reputation on the planet, and a lot of people normally don't even try to come to her. It's just people from away that will come to this moving city to talk to her or just communicate with her. Like not all the ways, not all the time in person. Like that's why she has a bunch of like different arrays and information and like different communication systems. So she ponders what you say for a second because you went in and said, hey, like, and you assisted and you're like, hey. We're not here for you. We're here for your sister. We're officials, like we're bounty hunters, and we're hired through proper channels. There's like the people who you don't want to know your name already do. So let's not make this harder than it's gonna be. So she ponders what you say for a second, still with like the snarky look on her face. Doesn't seem to be like all that intimidated. If you notice that.
Yeah.
But she looks over at one of her screens as though like to completely ignore you, clicks a few things, like moves some stuff on the screen, looks at you and nods her head and says, okay, well, what's in it for me? I can share information with you, but what do I get?
I'd like to try something.
Okay.
So I'd like to say, we two things that we can offer you. The first is that we can promise you we will do everything in our power that your sister's taken in unharmed, which is something you may not get from the next person who comes.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we would very much like to be your customers in the future. Given our line of business, you would be very useful. And if we can establish a positive working relationship, that would be beneficial for both of us.
Okay. Consort.
Okay.
Unless you're lying, but
No, I'm not lying.
should be consort.
Cool.
I will assist him.
Well, here, one sec. Let me. So you're at risky.
Mm-hmm.
That hasn't changed. I'm still gonna give you no effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to assist me? How would you like to do so? Oh, do we have a devil's bargain?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Devil's bargain. Okay. Devil's bargain. Ella, the sister that you guys are after. What was your background again? Your
My background is military.
military and
Imperial.
The sister has information. The sister Ella has information that your group would be like incredibly interested in.
Like us, you mean?
Like as a bounty group, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I will take that.
And I will assist by piping in that, and as like a start to trying to get the working relationship, I will let her know that we do currently hold, or in our possession, is information on the Ashen Knives, who are notoriously sneaky.
They're notoriously sneaky.
That would be valuable info.
Mhm.
That would be valuable info.
Alright, so mark off the stress. So, I am going to use the Devil's Bargain to increase effect, and I'm going to go to Desperate to get us to Standard.
Okay. Standard, desperate.
Standard Desperate. Should I use the Gambit, boys? I got 3 days.
Let's use a gambit.
You have two?
This is
You have 2. Yeah.
Or
I don't know.
Three
It's
is
an
a
eight,
good
it's an
amount of
8
dice.
pie chart, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it'll make that much difference if we roll another extra dice.
Well, if you guys keep rolling
increases the
sixes,
chance,
it doesn't matter anyway.
Of rolling
Well,
multiple
but
sixes.
yeah, and just increases the chance of a crit,
Yeah.
which
I suppose this.
but we don't need to. It's
yeah, you have like
three
dice.
chances of passing are pretty good, and we can deal with the consequence.
Yeah.
The crit will get you, was it 4 or 5?
Well, it crit increases the level by 1. If you
So
are already at grade, it goes from 3 to 5.
Okay,
But
yeah.
we're at 2, it
So
would go to
it'd be
3.
Okay.
But if you rolled 3 sixes, it would go to 5.
No,
Or is it just
there's
one?
no double crits. It's
It just seems that way.
yeah.
'Cause you gotta roll
I'll
three
just do it
sixes.
on. I'll just do it on 3 days.
Yeah.
Save the gambits. When we have to use skills we're not good at. 3 5s.
That's just as likely.
Okay.
And I get experience in what was I doing? Consort.
So that's a success with consequences.
Mm-hmm. What's my desperate consequence?
And also, I have to add that when I was mentioning that we had the info on that, I was being like, well, we have this, and as I do that, I was pulling out a cigar. Because I thought that'd be a
Victory
pretty,
cigar.
yeah, well, because I feel like that was a winning argument.
Victory's the brand name.
Yeah.
Just big golden
Yeah.
victory on the side of the cigar.
Victory trademark.
Yeah.
Ooh, we have this.
Okay, so she succeeded. So she is continued. She continues to be sort of swayed to give up her sister, because I mean, from what you guys have gathered so far, Saren seems to be a very calculated individual. She is, from what you guys have seen, because you guys have seen a picture of Ella, she looks almost identical. Like they're not twin sisters, but they're like super they resemble each other quite a bit.
Right.
But she is like seems a lot more prim and proper. Like has her hair done up in a braid, wears the equivalent of what would be probably a pantsuit in this time, which is probably just a pantsuit. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Just shinier. And then and so she's mulling over the idea, especially when you mentioned that you have the information on the Ashen Knives, like you guys could help her out with that. She doesn't light up because she has a pretty good poker face, but you know, like she's obviously was very interested. Like she looked at you when you said that, which as far as you've seen so far, like that's the biggest tell she has, is that she doesn't react very much, and then she looked at you. So she hasn't responded yet. Like she's still staying silent.
Yeah.
And kind of just mulling it over. As a desperate consequence, you don't have any clocks in the go, eh?
I don't think so, no.
Let's get you a clock, Dark.
Cool.
Let's get the Doc a clock.
Do you want to know who my rival is?
It's dark o'clock.
Your rival is... Oh yeah, I forget what your rival is.
I hasn't really come up yet. So my rival is Deetha, a family member. So it'd be like Deetha Wallenstein. So like my idea was my family's like a military family.
Yep.
And they're not super happy that I'm not in the military.
Okay. So like Imperial military.
Like generations and generations being in the military. Probably also a lot of doctors.
Probably a lot of military doctors, yeah. So I'm gonna actually create the Imperial military. It's not on the list here for like in the hegemony for like a kind of a gang. It's gonna be there now,
Okay.
and I'm gonna set a clock that the Imperial military takes out a bounty on the dock.
Me?
On the dock.
Could resist it,
You
but
could.
I kind of like it.
Your mother.
How big is the clock?
I'll say it's a 6.
6 o'clock. Oh, it's super big. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Wait, how many are you filling in right away?
Oh, 2.
Dun dun dun.
Do you want it?
Yep.
Dun
Okay.
dun dun dun.
Probably give her like a nugget of information that you would know. Try and get her your super secret syndicate trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Show her
Maybe
your,
she has more info on them.
show her
as
your
well.
chart.
Like, take out the. That's what I'm
I made a Bristol board.
Look, I'm finding names. And I got a friend who's going to get back to me with another name. Yeah, so, okay, Desperate Consequence, two pieces on a 6-piece clock to get the Imperial military coming after Doc. But you did get, what was it? It was standard, right?
Yep. So
Standard.
we should be at 4.
That was the second one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I already filled it in. I'll leave it because you guys are probably going to get it anyways. So she is, Saren is still mulling it over, thinking about the offer, and she'll respond and say, looking at Zodiac, because he was the one that mentioned the Ashen Knives. So she looks at you and says, "What exactly can you tell me about the Ashen Knives?"
Well, that's sort of the basis on what this working relationship would be. I can't really give you the information.
That's fair. It's more just like that's kind of a cue for you guys to make it like a next move. To war.
Yeah.
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 You could tell her about the equipment and stuff that we have.
We.
You could ask her to pull up the video of us being
We-
absolute badasses.
Well, she's got it. You probably saw it playing on your way through that hallway. The 3D footage of like where it cuts. It's specifically of Outlaw running and then reaching into his pockets and it'd be hard cut. Hard cut to.
and then it's us restraining.
And then it's
Can we say that he fixed Echo Vector by now? Or is Echo Vector still
he
out of
wasn't-
order on the plane?
He was like, well, you guys haven't officially got him as like as a crew,
Yeah.
but yeah, you guys in transit, you guys could it was mainly probably just replacing some of like the pieces and refilling his hydraulic fluids.
He wasn't that damaged.
Yeah.
He was missing hydraulic fluids.
But I
so-
want to like, if he's not a crew member, I don't want to add him. Oh yes, he is. Well,
He's
not,
a crew member where crew quality
Yeah.
is just
He's
zero.
just-
so he
you
just
You
sucks.
just you don't roll. He
So-
rolls 0 dice.
He's with us. I'd like to assume.
Do you want you want him to have come with us?
I
with
would
you guys?
have. I would love to have him.
You
join us.
can have him. Well, the only thing is he could watch our ship if he was back. But if you want to use
I
him
think
for
he should
something,
be watching our ship
Yes.
here.
If you want to use him for
The-
something,
the
then
thing
yeah,
is,
we can do that.
you can leave it abstract until we need him in one place or another.
Exactly.
Besides, he already has information in his
Yeah,
head.
I have all the.
I know. It's just I could, without moving, I could.
He could show her the
video.
sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
show
what
us
is he
the
gonna-
fact
what
that-
is he
I
gonna
can
do?
show her recording of the stuff we've got, rather than just
The
tell her.
equipment,
I
yeah.
could show her the equipment
Sure.
that we recovered.
That sounds fun.
Okay.
And
Unfortunately,
explain
he
the
can't
stuff.
assist you because they can't take stress. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
but you
and
can do,
narratively.
like narratively, you can use them as like a
Narratively,
You're like, hey,
projector.
You're standing there, and you're all like, hey, Echo Victor, show her.
The flash.
The sex.
And then,
Actually-
well, that's 100% what would happen.
that sounds like a consequence.
Actually, I look over at Ectovector and I'm like, hey man, do you think it'd be okay if you show her the footage that you like?
Like you go from being this stern dude to all of a sudden like
Yes.
like sort of soft talking this guy.
Yes.
Hey man, do you think it'd be okay?
Can you show this? Can you show what's her name? Saren, the footage of the system that we picked up at Ecor Vane's, your old shitty boss, his stuff essentially.
Okay.
Show her
Took his
footage
robot.
of the stuff.
So okay, so that and like the goal is to get again to like progress the clock to get her to want to give us information.
Yeah, be like, this is what we have. It's
Yes,
it's
it's
a
demonstrating
computer system.
value.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a computer system dedicated for information from the Ash and
It is step one of the Dennis system.
Okay.
Which
Dennis.
it's from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Actually, if I got my Weibo to do this instead, considering it's a fine robot, would I get?
Yeah, you would get increased
Then I'll
effect.
do that instead.
So-
Weibo it is.
So it's not
It's not.
it's not Echo.
It's
not
not
Echo.
the sex.
Reverse. It's Weibo. I look over at Weibo and I'm like,
Okay.
Weibo, show her the video.
Wow.
It's the one that's it's the one robot immune to my
To your
to my
soft?
softness.
Okay.
I've been with him for too long.
Okay, so I gotta completely forget that you were just soft, but okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. So you could, but you have to, you take him as like a
It's
as
part of
an
your load. Yeah.
Yes, it
and
is.
then
He's pretty much always going to be part of my life.
Yeah, makes sense. He seems adorable and comedic. Your relationship with him sounds comedic as well.
If you say so.
I will also assist this by
You're assisting this?
yes.
I find that hard to believe
Yeah.
because they're trying to give away information on a system that you are obsessed with right now.
I'm not trying to give the whole
That is-
system to her. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah. They're
share
not
the
just
info.
sharing information.
No, but even just sharing the fact that you guys have it, I feel like would probably. And this is, I'm not telling you what
yeah,
to do,
that's that does make sense. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
for you, honestly, to help you play into your
Obsession.
obsessed,
Yeah.
probably you'd be like telling them not. You'd be like really not enjoying the fact that they're.
Yeah, it's true. I'll be like looking around the room, see if like there's cameras in here, and I'm gonna be like moving out. The Ashen Knives are watching this.
Okay. I didn't want to like shoehorn that, but like
Yeah, I know what you
like,
mean now, that
you
makes
you
sense
get
now
to use
that you
that
think
to
of it.
like. This just means more experience for you at the end of the session. Okay, so that's better effect then. But did you still want to assist him?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you get it's consort still, and then you get the better effect because you're using your bot.
Yep.
Um,
Devil's bargain. Also, what's the effect with that? I should say.
limited. So
Limited.
it's limited risky.
So then I will Devil's bargain check on that, and I will amp it up to desperate.
So right now we got standard desperate without devil's bargain.
I'm going to assist,
Okay.
and I am going to do it by emphasizing that to just like demonstrate our sort of potency by suggesting that like we have this information because we engaged with successfully like an operation from the Ashen Knives and we're able to stop that, which is a pretty big deal.
Yep. 100%. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like
pretty effortlessly too, if
A lot of people
to be
died.
honest.
Well, a few people died. But the
Doug
people
saved
that
the
the actual
world.
action.
Not us.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
You guys just dispersed with them real fast. Like, done. Oh, that guy, done. Okay, so you're at desperate,
And
standard, and you have an assist, so you're gonna use it for dice.
And the devil's bargain.
And the devil's bargain is going to be that all of her guards, all of Zaren's guards, are androids, like robots.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm in. And that will go for effect.
You can try and fuck them.
From limited to standard to great effect.
Great effect, yeah.
With 3 dice.
So here, let me just get that devil's bargain down. That does mean that, like, if combat happens,
Wait.
you're gonna be pretty soft with them robots, but
Hold on. So you took the plus because your Urbot also gives you increased effect.
Urbot gave him the limited. It was at 0, and then the limited
Okay,
off
okay.
of the Urbot.
So I'll be at 3 with greater.
Your
And
concept's
pushing
normally
myself.
2.
So
Jesus.
So your concept
He really doesn't want
normally
to
1 or 2?
combat you.
1. So
Okay.
consort, push, your assist, and then the greater.
Trying
effect.
his best to not get into fights with the robots. Probably murdered people.
Yeah, that was a devil's bargain to make you not want to take, I'll be honest with you, because
It
all
sounds
the guards
fun
are
to me.
robots, and you're soft on robots.
Joke's on you,
Give you a
I am gonna be
disadvantage.
He's gonna try to hire them all.
Do you see my scrap ability? Good sir?
0, the
Do
0.
you see where my plan is for my character here?
Yeah, fair.
I'm gonna hide
If
him with
anything,
the
I'm gonna
desk.
be like, woo! Like, try to talk them out of it. I'm better at talking than I'm shooting.
I'm
Sounds
only
fun.
good at
too.
Okay, so you now have, there's still 4. I messed up on the clock there.
Yeah.
So there's still 4 left in this clock to get the information.
I think that's your fault, so we're just at 5 now.
We're likely to get 3 unless you
Don't
roll
worry, I'm
3
gonna roll
ones.
dub 6 and get 5. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
That's a 5.
So it's still 3 segments.
So it is 3, so there's an extra 1 in there. So you guys are now currently 1 away from convincing this woman, who I thought was going to be hard to convince. So she has. It's not like you haven't been actually putting in good work. There's really good, legitimate threats. Like, hey, your business can be pretty seriously damaged if the hegemony's coming in and trying to find like this criminal, and then you're literally bartering information on one of the more serious assassin.
Oh yeah, we know what we're doing.
Yeah,
We're professionals.
So you're able to get Weebo.
Weebo.
So you're able to get. Yeah. You're able to get.
It's a little Naruto headband.
Yeah. You're able to get Weebo.
It's just the robot
When he
sticker.
flies-
I'm gonna say
No.
Weebo now from now on.
When he flies fast, little arms come
Yeah,
out.
that's. I just put 2 of those like little confetti.
No, your
bendy
robot
arms.
has cat ears on it.
Oh no!
Let's continue before this gets
This
out of
robot
hand.
already is out of hand.
Yeah.
You have no idea. So Weebo is able to like.
Calls me sensei. Sorry. Continue.
Why does Master never notice me?
No, he calls you senpai.
That's the one that hurts.
Okay, this is going to happen. So Weebo is like just he's floating there, and he's able to like
pops out of the
So like a projector kind of bulb sort of like comes out like a folding headlight would out of a Corvette or something. So it comes out like sort of the front, and just like and like kind of stutters into effect, and he's able to project. It's able to project the communications equipment you guys have, and some of the information you guys were able to gather, like documentation on the Honda Suzuki assassination, and some of the other ones that you guys didn't really know what it was. Like some of the stuff, like I said, you found some other information, some of the files that you didn't really recognize, like any of the names, you didn't know who it was, what was going on. So maybe you show a little, like 1 or 2 of those as well, and just to sort of like let her know that you have this information. And so she looks at it, and this is the first time you've seen her actually crack her like solemn persona, her poker face, so to speak. And so she actually like rolls back from her like desk, their desk, like the sort of like huge amounts of screens and stuff like that. Rolls back from her desk. Kind of chuckles to herself and is like, "There's no way you guys have this stuff. Holy shit!" And like actually reacts a little bit, still calm, but like gives you a holy shit, and kind of gets up and goes over to like sort of a cabinet, but like a glass cabinet that you can kind of see into it, and she opens it up, and it's like a standing cabinet, so it's like about as tall as her. Opens the door and pulls like kind of like a chip, but same idea as a lot of the stuff technology where it's like a see-through sort of chip, and it's just got these like light lines in it. And so she has it in her hand, and she comes back over to like the side of the desk and is looking at you guys, and is like, and she says, so for what you've shown me, I'll give you my sister's information. I'll give you my sister's whereabouts.
Pie chart's not full.
I know, but the pie chart's not full.
Turn me right off.
Yeah, but so she hasn't given you the information yet, is the thing, right? So it's not like she's there almost. Like you're one to go away. She believes what you're saying.
Well, what do we do?
She's
We just say
taking
no.
over.
Yes.
Hold on, but we also have a consequence. So you roll a 5.
Yeah. So as a consequence,
Consequences are fine.
okay, maybe I didn't set that up properly, but so she is almost she is literally almost about to give you guys the information. As a desperate consequence, there is an explosion. Nah, I've used explosions last time. There's not an explosion.
Volcano eruption.
There's a storm.
I'm trying to think of something that isn't going to completely counteract the fact that you're trying to get information from her.
A lot of things doesn't have to be something that's happening immediately here.
No, exactly.
Could be, does he have any like personal clocks you could wind up, or?
Nick, I do not believe has. Oh, actually. Yeah. Okay. So as a consequence, I'm going to have to. Desperate consequence. There's going to be 3 chunks on the encounter with the stellar flame.
Yeah, forgot about that. That's what it is.
You can resist it, but you don't have to.
That's what it is.
Okay.
That puts us at how many segments?
Through 7 out of 8.
7 out of 8. Well then. Alright.
Oh, damn.
The fucking shirts is after us now.
Did anyone else want to go, or shall I?
I'm trying to think what I could do.
Well, so
I don't want to give this
at this point,
information.
she wants this stuff,
Yep.
like to get the information, because she is a broker, and she's not like. With you guys have been really convincing, obviously, and like she doesn't. She's now kind of getting to the point where she's deciding that her sister's not worth the trouble.
Alright, so I'd like to try something.
Okay.
So I would like to say like we know how valuable the information that we're saying that we have will be to you. We want it as a basis for an ongoing relationship with you. To be honest, your sister's small potatoes. She doesn't her information isn't equal to this, and we know that. Which doesn't mean you can't get that information. It's just that's going to be part of an ongoing business relationship. What we want now is a beginning to that relationship, and to have you help us get your sister, and then we can discuss a discounted rate at which you get this information.
Okay. That's a good. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Especially considering like she is obviously you've seen that she's calculating. You've seen that she's like not even really all that reacting to a lot of stuff. Only when she saw the information that you showed her, which you might not even know exactly what you showed her.
We're just random.
But she. Okay. That would be good. That would be console again.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you at limited risky.
Risky limited? Okay.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Hmm?
That's all you need.
Yeah. Devil's Bargain.
Devil's Bargain? Devil's Bargain. Okay. Devil's Bargain is there is a storm coming. A big one.
I will take that.
Like the giant electrical storm.
I'll take that for +1 dice.
We just get stranded here. Yeah, well.
Set by the knives.
That's just knife thunder
It's all
technology.
coming together. I add to my chalkboard of madness.
Beautiful.
Literally jotting down notes. Like, oh my god.
Whiteboard with permanent marker.
The ashen knives control the button.
Alright, I am gonna keep it at risky, so risky limited.
Risky limited, and you took the Devil's Bargain for the extra dice. Okay,
Because we only need 1 segment, correct?
exactly.
Okay. And we could potentially get a gambit if I roll 6. I roll a 5.
5.
So success.
Boom.
Consequence. Risky consequence, though, not just for this time. It's less severe.
Okay. So you risky consequence. I haven't given one of those out yet, so I'm not actually all 100% certain how severe it should be. But I guess it's like one slot on a pie chart or a clock. I mean.
I usually did Desperate 3, Risky 2, Controlled 1. It's
Oh, okay,
generally
so 2.
what I did. But
Yeah.
you can also move us to Desperate. Or, some other thing.
No, I like it. I like it. There's going to be an immediate consequence for Devil's Bargain.
Oh, fuck.
That's what I'll do. The consequence for the risky is going to be that you guys are going to move to Desperate.
Okay.
As a result of this storm, all of a sudden comes out of nowhere and just smokes the city. Like it's, as you guys have been talking, the bustle outside has been getting bigger and bigger. And like, not that you guys would have noticed, that you guys are pretty high up in like a very secure part of this building, but down on the streets and like in the trams and the floating public transportation and like even just civilian traffic, people have very, very swiftly been like pulling into parking structures and like just trying to line the vehicles to get inside, and the sort of dome sort of force fields, or like even like some of the hard shielding that would just and like kind of come up to cover the city, because the city, like I said, is quite large, so it even actually extends into like the clouds, like the top of the city. So the shielding, the giant like
Blast shields.
exactly, sort of blast shielding would be like going up towards the top of the clouds as high as it can go. It's not going to go all the way, but it's extending up, and this storm that nobody saw coming, like it came completely out of nowhere, comes in from like the west of the city and is actually buffeting the city with like massive electrical storms. Like it's the worst one they've ever seen. So that is in turn turning the weather inside the city on its head, and the city, which is shielded, is even getting like electrical blasts, and not as severe as it is outside, because it's literally blasting through minerals outside, like blasting through the ground. You're getting like storm conditions, wind. It's a dry storm, but it's like hugely windy, and like there's lightning strikes and stuff like that. So now you guys are on a different footing.
Alright, so fantastic description. Do people want me to resist that so it never happened?
I must say, this sounds pretty shitty.
But it also would be super funny if that whole thing is just non-existing.
Yeah, which if I resisted, it just
It
isn't
just doesn't happen.
Do people want us to keep
I
us
mean,
in risky?
if she's not in this dome itself, then we're kind of fucked.
How much stress you rocking?
I got 3 of 8. I can, if people don't want it, I can resist it.
I do not want this, because then we're gonna have a problem getting to the girl if she's not on this dome.
Cool. resisted.
Okay.
I think we're fine.
I think our ship might get blasted if we have to move to a dome.
Oh,
Well, it's like
that's
a
not, like-
environmental thing right now, and then
It-
it gives me something to work with
Yeah.
for consequences.
There's a descriptive thing, but it's mostly that we're now in desperate, so we can no longer
Yeah.
trade position for effect. That's the
Yeah.
main thing. So, should I resist it? Okay.
Nice.
I do not take
No
any stress.
stress. Perfect.
Oh.
By the way,
By
still
description.
perfectly clear outside.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening. Those giant blast shields stand
Sunny
down.
day. It's great.
Yeah.
People suntanning outside.
There's still a storm coming.
Oh, that's true. The
Still-
devil's bargain doesn't go away.
Still there.
It's just not here yet.
You guys just fucking over again.
That's what we do.
We just push
We're the squad that succeeds at everything, even weather.
Okay.
Not even the natural elements.
But I haven't even described like how you guys passed because you filled the clock up. So you've succeeded now with no consequences. So yeah. So Saren is like now kind of just completely engaging you guys. In the beginning, it seemed like she was disinterested, and then she like sort of still kept this poker face up. Still not the very emotional human being, like very like monotone, and very just like cold. But she had gotten out of her chair, grabbed the information stick, and was essentially gesturing to give it to you if you would give her the information. The doc stepped forward and said, "Hey, like, you know, like what you said there, like we know what you showed you was important, and more important than your sister's information. So give us this, and we'll continue this business transaction, and we'll set up communications with you and like do business in the future." So she stood there, kind of pondering that, just like playing with the whatever the stick, hold it, like positioning yourself to think. And after like a pretty long pause and looking around the room, like scanning everybody's faces, and then again at the thinking about the hologram she had just seen, she nods to agree and hands you the stick with the information and says, "I hope this is the beginning of a long and prosperous relationship."
As do we.
Cool. So you've succeeded. You got the information.
Do you have an ashtray?
One of her robot servants is like,
If that's the case, I'll just take it from him and be like, no,
No.
it's fine.
no, I mean like his
No.
hand.
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
then no.
Yeah.
No.
The
They don't have
100% is
skin.
what
They
would
don't
happen.
feel it.
So, that's degrading as fuck.
Yeah.
Do what are you gonna
I'll like put it in my pocket, I guess.
It's like, what's your name? Ashtray.
It's not
And that robot tear.
She kicks her desk and it's like little like zippy robot comes over, like little like auto garbage, and it's, the lid like folds up.
Auto,
a
like
trash
not
bag.
sentient. It's just like a
Well, like it's a little like
a Roomba.
yeah.
All I feel is pain.
So it's a Roomba.
It's like a Roomba. It's not.
Yeah.
Sure, Nick.
It's not
doesn't,
like a-
doesn't have a human-like face.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
So I look down at it for a while and reluctantly tap my ashes into it.
Okay.
Do you feel bad about it?
I will not talk about it.
It just screams the whole time.
Like all the robots in the room flinch.
You're the most
Monster.
He's the worst. At
And in the back, there's like a guard comforting another one.
Those damn humans.
Don't talk to me or my son ever again.
Yeah. And then I look up at her and like, thanks.
Thank you. Alright, so it like zips back under her desk. She goes to sit back down, and then I guess she'll ask you if you guys like need anything else. You guys have what you need from her, so.
So what did she tell us about her sister?
She gave you the information, like the stick of information.
Okay,
Cool,
so we're gonna
but
go.
like for us,
For-
player-wise,
okay, yeah, so-
what is the information?
So for you to read the information, the stick. It's just Rick Astley. No, but going okay, no. So essentially it's a locator beacon. So you can like take it back to your ship, plug it in, and use it to track her down because like this Saren didn't tell her sister, but planned a tracking device on her sister because her sister did visit her, and she did like she. So I guess Saren probably would have mentioned that too. Like, here's this. This is a. You can use this to track her. She stopped by trying to sell some information, and I just didn't want to be part of it. But did plan a tracking device on her because it's always good to know where family is, in case you need to blackmail them.
Mm-hmm.
So she gives you that, and you're able to track her. She is in this city, but she's in more of one of the commercial areas, or sorry, not commercial. Yeah, I will say commercial. So she's in a commercial area, and based on your scan, like based on the tracker, it seems as though it's sort of part of one of the more derelict like ends of the commercial
slums.
Well, less sort of the slums, and more part of the city that was damaged in one of the recent lightning storms that like they would have expected, but still there would have been some damage done to like it would have been like 5 or 6 like a block of factories that are still quite large, obviously.
But they have holes in them.
But they've seen some damage. There's no like ongoing fires. There's some construction going on some of them, but it's a pretty decent district that got hit. So she is. It seems as though from your scan, like from this tracker, that she's taking refuge in a derelict factory.
To Cerberus.
Can we take a short break?
Yeah.